Hi, I'm G from G Tai Chung, and this is my how to use your fake PSP mp5 player from China. Now, everybody probably, you watched the unboxing. I hope so. If you didn't, maybe click back, watch the unboxing. I'll wait. I'll just play a video game. Okay, you're back. So first you got the box. The box says that it's got Wi-Fi. It doesn't. The back of the camera says that it's got a camera that has 10 megapixels. It doesn't. It says that it's 8 gigabytes. It's not. Alright, it also came with this CD. This CD has Super Famicom games on it, which are all in Japanese, so I don't know if you want them anyway. It's got a whole bunch of Game Boy games, but they're in black and white. You didn't buy a color handheld game to play black and white games. Maybe you did, maybe you're nostalgic. Either way, okay, these are what work. For Game Boy, you have Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. All these are the file extensions that work. Nintendo, NES, Super Nintendo, only .smc file extensions will work. Sega Genesis, .smd, and Super Famicom, .sfk. Okay, like I said, the Super Famicom, they're in Japanese, really. So there's some games that were released in North America that are pretty good, but otherwise, meh. You notice Sega Master System is not on here. Sega Master System is usually .sms, and I haven't gotten any of them to work. Now, I had a lot of trouble getting most of these files to work, and I looked it up to find out why. The reason is because sometimes it may say .smd, but it's actually a bin file. I don't know why, but that's the way it is. So even when you load up all your files, still every once in a while, one of them won't work. This thing's just finicky. Don't ask me why. You want to know where to get these? I went onto uTorrent. I downloaded 750 Nintendo games. I got 800 Sega Genesis games, 800 Super Nintendo games. I found 1100 Game Boy Advance games. And the Game Boy Advance games are very cool. So you notice it has all the buttons you need for Super Nintendo and all that. It's even got like these buttons. Okay, and one other thing that came in the box that I didn't know what was on the unboxing is this little thing here. Turns out this little thing, you unscrew it, you pop a AA battery in there, screw it back on, it plugs into your USB slot, bloop, and you can play it off the battery in here. It's very easy. It's got an on-off button right here. Turn the on-off button, hold down the start button, and it starts up. Okay, now this is very cool because if you don't play it for a while, it'll shut itself back off, kind of like your iPod or something like that, which is very cool. There's some really cool options in here. When you're playing the games, it's got a load progress option. So if you're in the middle of a game and you need to run away, you can like pop out of the game and you can save it. Okay, now let's check it out. The O button selects, the X button goes back, and select goes back. So let's go hit games. Bam. Now I've got an internal memory. See, it takes this right here, is your little boop, boop. It's your mini SD card. This one's 8 gigabytes. And I would totally suggest buy a mini SD card, okay? Because, well, like I said, the internal memory is ridiculous. All right, so I got all my games on here. Okay, first thing you want to do, very first thing, is you want to save all your games on your computer. Because this thing is going to mess up and you're going to have to delete everything. Okay, let's see here. So when it messes up and files don't work or stuff's all messed up, you go down here to Advanced. Bam, you go Format Internal Memory. It wipes your internal memory clean. Or Format External Memory, which is your mini SD card. I have had to wipe this thing clean so many times because stuff just doesn't work. Which is fine, I just wipe it clean, I reload it. So now on my internal memory, I've got all my Nintendo games and a bunch of GBA ROMs. And so we press this button, we load up the game. Let's load up, it doesn't matter. Xanac, here. Zelda, everybody loves Zelda. Restart. Okay, so here's the beginning of Zelda. You know, I'm playing the game, it's pretty awesome. I'm like, oh no, the telephone, I gotta run cut the lawn. I press the select button, it kicks me out of it. I go down here to save game. Press the O button, save the game, settings succeeded. Now all I need to do when I want to jump back is go to load progress. This is friggin' awesome. You can save your game any place that you want. Totally cool. And that's about it. Look, like I said, very important. Oh, one more thing. When you're charging, you plug in your charger into the bottom here. It'll come up and it'll say charge and play or only charge. It's very important. It only charges on charge. Charge and play doesn't charge it. Charge and play just lets you keep playing it when your battery runs out. Your battery in this thing is good for about 6 hours without your volume. I say without your volume because when you're playing video games, there's no volume control in your video games. So it's incredibly loud. That's down here. You go to options. See, there's your soundboard. I'll open it. Whoops. Oh, right. Open. Okay. Now if you listen, it's really loud. Really loud. So I'm going to pop back down to options. I'm going to turn off my sound. Okay, now this is one other thing that's very interesting here. We got the display mode. We're on full screen. This has the PSP size screen on it. However, most of these games were not made to be played on this size of a screen. So we can change it to, whoops, normal screen. Okay, now let's see what it looks like on normal screen. Resume. This is the size of the actual Nintendo screen. So you can play it on the regular screen if you like. Personally, I mean, I didn't buy a PSP size screen to play it on a regular size screen. Now the problem with that is it has to stretch some of the images. So sometimes when you're playing games, like, yeah, your guys look a little bit shorter and fatter than they should. But really, I mean, the difference is not that huge and it's not worth worrying about. So basically, like, playing with it's easy. It plays .avi files. It's got video in it. And it will play .avi, .mp4, .wmv. It'll play all these files. All the files for the music, all the music files work. The .avis look really good. You can watch an entire video. It looks incredibly awesome. I don't have any movies loaded on mine right now, but they're all in videos. You got a camera here. The camera says that it's 10 megapixels. Yeah, it's about 1 megapixel. It kind of bites. But you can also do video recording, and I've actually shot some video. Now you want to take a look at the camera. Oh, that's my PC camera. That's the wrong one. Which is ridiculous because there is no Wi-Fi. Anyway, there's your video recorder. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It looks like an old school cell phone as far as taking pictures and video recording goes. It's pretty crap. And the X once again gets us out of everything, brings us back to the regular screen. It's got a recorder on it. You can record sound. I was playing my guitar the other day and I had a good idea for a song, so I popped this thing down, hit record, and like recorded up my song. I was in the airport in Hong Kong and wanted to record a short video, did that on here. The video games work pretty awesome. Like I said, 6 hours worth of video or battery. The volume control does work in movies and in audio stuff. But like I said, it does not work when you're playing the game, so it's best usually just shut your audio off because it's really loud. Anyway, this thing is freaking awesome, man. I haven't put it down in like 2 months because I can't stop playing it. I think it's really cool. I also think it's cool that save option is kick-ass. So remember, first thing, back up all your games on your computer. If you have any trouble, it'll load stuff up. And you'll load up stuff and it says that it's loaded, and then when you go to it, it doesn't work. You can see that here. This is the last thing I'm going to show you. I loaded up all these Game Boy Advance games, and it's like, oh yeah, it loaded them all. Now look at this. Oh shoot, those ones did work. Then it does this. It just copies this stuff again. It just does it again and again. You go back. It's completely retarded. And why is that? Why is that? Because there's not actually 8 gigabytes on this thing. There's probably 4 or 5 gigabytes on this thing. And once you go over your gigabyte allotment, it still loads stuff up. It just won't work. So you'll load on a movie. It says the movie's on there. The movie loads on. You go to play it. It says invalid file format. It's not an invalid file format. It's just that this thing won't work it. And then sometimes you can't delete stuff off when it's connected to your computer. The only way to fix that is go to the internal memory, format the whole drive, meaning wipe it clean, and just load everything back on it again. It's a big painful process. I've done it like 20 times before I realized that, hey, it's not 8 gigabytes, and that's why stuff keeps not working. It's Chinese made, so don't expect too much. It plays all the games really awesome. The Game Boy Advance games work great. The Nintendo games, you know, like I said, they're stretched, but pretty kick-ass. And that's about it. It's got this cool analog joystick. Works great. All the controls work great. I've dropped this thing about 5 times now. It's nice and solid. Still works awesome. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you have any questions or somebody figures out how to load Sega Master System games on this thing, please shoot me a comment. Hey, and like I said, if you load up a bunch of these files and they don't work, it could be that they're not actually these files. They might be bin files, it might be something else. I loaded up 800 Sega Genesis games, and when I'm looking on this thing to find them, only about maybe 750 games show up. The rest I can't even see. Why? I don't know, man. It's made in China. Do you speak Chinese? Because this thing does. I don't. I just play video games. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you're all awesome. And remember, I smile because I got no idea what's going on. Bye.